government and politics, sports, academics, anything that concern you. I don't know when love pass through. It's all about the gospel. So tell me back one from campus. Youths are going on from campus. Come on, tell me back one. Campus connection, yeah, that's a one. Hey, I walk one from campus. And we are carry lot from campus. Come on, tell me back one.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Campus Connection. It's so good to have each and every one of you listening and viewing this evening. I am Jonathan Fletcher, and
Oh my word.
like I'm gonna say with me, with me is my co-host, Anesta Samuels. So good to have her here.
Hello, Jonathan. Hello, everyone. It has been a while. It's been a small minute, but I'm grateful to be back on the show with you. You don't have to make it look so bad, Jonathan.
I'm just saying, it's a small minute, but it feels like a very big minute to me. I'm just saying. But it's so very good to have you back on the show. Campus Connection is not the same
Yeah,
without both of us.
both of us. Yeah, it's
Why not
true.
the both of them? Oh boy. Well, how you do? How are things? How are things on your
I'm
end?
good. I'm good. I'm excited for today's show.
Same.
I mean the love series that you've been doing. Why you going to listen. But I can say though, Jonathan, you have really held down the fort, and I'm proud of you.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
very proud of
Wow. On national radio. Wow. But thank you very much. But you were severely missed, and we're glad to have you back. Especially for this show, Love for
Yes,
Entrepreneurship. Big
yes,
topic.
yes.
Big topic as we close out. So Black History
Black
Month.
history. Mm-hmm.
Love anniversary, Love 31st anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
What else? Love month. As we
Yeah.
close out this month of February, we're talking about love for entrepreneurship. Very, very big topic, especially in the economic climate that we are in currently. It should
Yeah.
be something else.
Yeah. And we're looking forward to just hearing from our different guests who will be on. We have at 5:40 our honor roll segment with Mr. Timarley Warren from McGraw High School. We're also going to have I Chose Christ by Mr. Jermaine Edwards, a final year student at Allied Health Nursing School. And then with the big one that everyone wants to know about, the discussion segment at 5:55. So that's where we're going to hear from all of these entrepreneurs. We have Miss
Mm-hmm.
Crystal Day, author, publisher, entrepreneur. We have Miss Trudy Williams. We have Mr. Dennis Fife. So much in store for you today. But first, before we get into all of that, we have education news and bulletin. And so we're going to go to that now, education news and bulletin, and then we will return for more of the good stuff.
Oh yeah. All right. While we wait on education news and bulletin, going to jump straight into our Black History Month feature. So February is celebrated as Black History Month. This week we will look at our final person, Jamaican entrepreneur David Mullings. He's the founder and CEO of Blue Maho Capital Partners. Jamaican dad, the CEO of a private investment firm, Blue Maho Capital Partners Inc., has been listed as one of the top 10 entrepreneurs who are disrupting their industries in 2021 by Disrupt magazine. The list recognizes the success of individuals who have broken out of industry routines and followed their own paths of innovation and ingenuity to change the world forever. Mullins believes in giving back to his local community and has coined the phrase compassionate capitalism. Interesting. To describe how he plans to change the Caribbean region for the better. He's the director of Fund Black Founders a crowdfunding platform for Black entrepreneurs. Mullins served as a broadcaster on the Island Forward show on the premier Jamaican community website, jamaicans.com. He is also a member of the board of advisors of Kingston Creative, a non-profit organization designed to bring a major creative hub to downtown Kingston. In addition to being a successful CEO, Mullins is an accomplished author and speaker who has disrupted the norms of society by providing that people do not have to be secondary to profits in the business world. Be intentional about leaving something positive in every single person that you meet. And that is the mantra that David Mullins, our featured Black history entrepreneur, that's his mantra that he lives by. All right, so I am hoping that we're now ready for education news and bulletin. So this will be read by Janelle Reed, fifth form student at the Holy Childhood High School.
Education news and bulletin for Tuesday, February 27, 2024, here inside Campus Connection. As Merle Grove High School commemorates its centenary milestone, stakeholders have noted that it stands as a testament to a century of academic distinction and community impact. Chronicling its rise for modest beginnings as a preparatory school within the home of founder Nathaniel Speed, a retired elementary school teacher, to its current status as a cornerstone of educational excellence in Jamaica. They noted that the school has remained dedicated to nurturing generations of students. At the launch of its centennial celebrations last Monday, several speakers reflected on the all girls institution illustrious history while outlining ambitious plans for its futures. Chairman David Hall trumpeted that the contributions of the school's alumni to national and global development. He noted that they stand on the backs of stalwarts whose sterling contributions have played a significant role in what they have achieved over the past 100 years. Merle Grove High School is now standing tall as one of the premier educational institutions in Jamaica. Former Government Minister Ambassador Alon Asamba, who is a patron for 100th anniversary celebrations, fondly recalled her transformative years at the school and emphasized the importance of seizing the opportunities provided for personal growth and development, noting that a school is only good as the teachers who are in the school. Asamba shared that she found a home at Merle Grove High School when he moved from St. Anne to Kingston at 13 years old. On to other news. The Ministry of Education and Youth is urging greater reception of technology inputs by schools to enhance teaching and learning. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry, Dr. Kassan Troop, noted that significant investments have been made in providing teachers and students with access to digital platforms, license, and other resources in keeping with technology in education policy. He was speaking at Ramping with the Minister Forum last Tuesday at Jamaica College in St. Andrew. She added that the Microsoft 365 education license, which were introduced in public schools island-wide, along with a total of 500,000 licenses, have been made available to users on the MOE Schools EDU-JM platform. The licenses were rolled out last year in the new school year and is reactivated with each year so that users can continue benefiting. Dr. Troop said that there also has been slow interest of ebooks provided by the ministry and encourages school administrators to coordinate activities to promote increased access. Now for the bulletin. Family Life Ministries for the Children Foster Care is seeking foster parents to foster children between the ages of 0 to 17 years. For the Child Foster Care is a non-governmental organization, and they are also seeking donations to assist these children placed in families. They would like to thank their sponsors JMMB, Jamaica Broilers Group Foundation, EduCampaigns, Azan Supercenter, Gore Foundation, Super Value Fresh Foods, VM Foundation, and JM Foundation. For more information, you can visit their website www.forthechildrenjamaica.com or call 876-410-7704. That is 876-410-7704. Walmer's Girls and Boys School presents ISCF Week 2024 from March 4 to 8, 2024. Activities include Monday, March 4, opening day starting at 3:15 p.m. at Walmer's Girls Upper School Hall. Tuesday, March 5, Arts Evening starting at 3:15 p.m. at Walmer's Girls Upper School Hall. Wednesday, March 6, Passion and Purity starting 3:15 p.m. at the Douglas Arena Auditorium. Tuesday, March 7, Games Evening starting at 3:15 at Wombas Girls Upper School Hall. Friday, March 8th, a free concert starting at 3 p.m. at Wombas Girls Auditorium. That's all the news we have for you today inside Education News and Bulletin.
All right, so that was Janelle Reed with Education News and Bulletin. She's a fifth form student at the Holy Childhood High School. All right, so as we said earlier, we have a very exciting show planned for you. And so we're going straight into our honor roll with Mr. Timarley Warren from the McGraw High School. Um, yeah, Sir Warren, greetings.
Good evening, sir, and good evening, miss.
Good evening. So Timarley Warren, just to read his bio, Timarley Warren, he's 15 years old and he currently attends the McGraw High School and he's in grade 9 doing 13 subjects, ladies and gentlemen, including math, English, Spanish, chemistry, among others. He has an overall average of 89% and is a member of the Entrepreneur Club. All right, now, Timarley is a resident of Treadways District in Linstead, St. Catherine, and in the future, he would like to be, can you take a wild guess? An entrepreneur having multiple skills such as teaching and farming. So very interested to have you on board, Timarley. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, miss.
So how tell us about your 13 subjects. How did you manage your studies online? And I know we're coming out of COVID period, so how did you manage the COVID versus face-to-face learning?
Okay, during COVID it was quite difficult for multiple reasons, like for the internet connection, having problem with device, and a lot of distraction at home. While the face-to-face learning, I had better interaction with the teachers and the students. I get to ask questions and
Mm-hmm.
get um, a better understanding of the works that we get from the teachers.
Mm, nice.
And so, based on that, can you highlight two strategies that you use to achieve the success that you've achieved thus far? Because this is a big deal, you know? You're in grade 9 and you're doing 13 subjects. So, what are two things that you've implemented to ensure your success?
I take comprehensive notes. So, when I go to class, I
Mm.
always focus in class. I look over my notes and ensure that everything that is on the board is in my book.
Mm, that's awesome. So how important would you say is time management? in the whole process? How important is time management?
I would say it is very important because us as students has to manage our time properly to do the task at hand and to be current with our assignments.
Awesome. All
And
right.
so,
We're just
based
gonna
on, mhm.
we're just gonna jump to a quick break. Jonathan, hold your question. When we come back, more campus connection when we return.
Okay, miss.
We doing business better, better business. So now it easy, you have to set up a business. Now you not fi have contacts and big links to get your business sort out. Talk about business better, better business. Now it easy, you have to set up a business. So you not fi have contacts and big links to get your business sort out. Talk about Jamaica Business Gateway. One single window for cross-border trade. Construction permit, real estate. More convenience, less red tape. The application portal online, so you now fit and up in a no long line. That's business faster, improved process. That means smarter, that means no stress.
Visit JamaicaBusinessReforms.com to learn how we are building better business together. Sponsored by JAMPRO and the Ministry of Industry, Investment and Commerce.
When you say phosphorus, you say electrical. SWA cables, conduits, transformers, and breakers. When you say phosphorus, you say lighting, chandeliers, and more. When you say phosphorus, you say LEDs and solar water heaters. Phosphorus is electrical, lighting, solar, and LEDs. Visit us today, Kingston, Mandeville, and Montego Bay. Phosphorus.
As a fitness guy, I was surprised by my chronic illness diagnosis. I thought working out harder would fix it, but it wasn't enough. Now, my prescription meds are a part of my routine.
When I got my diagnosis, I really felt down and stopped spending time with the people I love. Then I decided not to let any disease get the best of me. And I'm committed to taking my meds as prescribed. On time, every time.
No hesitation. Take your medication. A message from the NHF. NHF is here for health. NHF is here for you.
And he knows my name. Here is your opportunity to connect with someone who will listen, pray, and give guidance. It's the Ministry of Counseling and Prayer of the Edgewater Baptist Church. Please call 876-220-6474 or 876-332-7956. Weekdays between 8 a.m. and 9 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays between 8 a.m. and 8 p.m. Please talk to someone if you're finding it particularly challenging to cope during this period of crisis. Someone is waiting for your call. Please reach out today, 876-220-6474 or 876-332-7956. It's the telephone counseling and prayer ministry of the Edgewater Baptist Church. A reminder that somebody cares. Endorsed by Love 101.
When I come to the end of myself, Father, carry me. Okay, where are the campus heights? Students are strapped up in a price. We see, yeah. I want to go on campus.
13 subjects in grade 9. We're talking about, I'm talking to Timarley Warren from McGraw High School, the brilliant young mind who is making waves, not just in his community, but also within his school. So before the break, Timarley, we wanted to ask you, how has your family helped in ensuring that you remain focused? And how do you stay away from the distractions? Because I know it cannot be easy for you to be balancing all that you're doing, just being in grade 9. So what's that like for you?
My family helped by reducing the chores that I do at home and staying away from the
Nice.
distraction. My mother tell me to stay in and to take up a book and read and not to go on the road because that's where no these days that's where you find most of the criminals and where that calling the student they started to give the young one guns. So My mother mostly
Mm.
tell me to stay inside with the others and take up a book.
Take up a book. A word for 2024.
Take up your book.
Take up your book. This is a word to all students. But Timarley, I must say, just looking at your bio here, I have to tell you how proud I am, even though, this is our first time interviewing you on the show. But as a grade 9 student, you're doing a lot. And, we
Absolutely.
want to congratulate you on what you've achieved so far. But
Thank you
can
very
you Awesome. Can you please tell our listeners, especially our students, what are some of your career plans? I mean, I know you said you want to be an entrepreneur, but what are some of your career plans more specifically?
It's my ultimate career goal is to be an entrepreneur while
Mm.
and to the medium term to be a study to be a trained to be a teacher and
Mm.
to be a teacher to teach students out there other children to their full potential because teaching others is a passion that I have seen and love nurturing others to reach their highest potential and to know that I am there to help with someone anytime they're in need and also being a doctor so that I can help the sick because I know a lot of people who is sick and even if I can't do nothing much but I can at least try to help.
Mm. Mm. Very big plans here from Timali Warren. Boy, your future bright. I can't
Right.
stress it enough. If you continue on this path, great things will be in store for you. Can you just go ahead and let us know if you have anyone that you'd like to thank for your current achievements? So we're giving you 30 seconds, just shout out your people.
I would like to thank my mother that has been there as a mother and a father figure. I would like to
Mm.
thank my neighbors in the community for encouraging me, for helping me with my book work, and some of the teachers at Margaret High School that helped me
Mm.
with book works and helped me to stay focused and to even help me to study as well.
Mm.
Thank you
Nice,
all.
nice.
Awesome, awesome. Again, congratulations, and we wish you all the best as you pursue your entrepreneurship, as you pursue medicine, whatever you have in store. We wish you all the best with it, Timarley.
Thank you very much, Miss.
All right. Take care. Boy, big things in honor roll here inside Campus Connection on the Family Station Love 101. And we want to thank Tim Marley for sharing his story with us. And speaking of sharing stories, we have more stories for you. We have I Chose Christ, You Should Too by Mr. Jermaine Harris. He's a final year student at Allied Health Nursing School. So we'll have his testimony now.
My name is Jermaine, and I am a final year nursing student, and I am a living, breathing, walking testimony of God's goodness, of God's grace and mercy, of His healing power and His transformational power. Saints of God, when I look back over my life and I think about where I'm coming from to where I am now, I have no choice but to live for Christ. I have no choice but to worship Him because you wouldn't know the praise that I have inside of me because of this man called Christ Jesus. He has taken me from a mighty long way. I remember growing up, I was very sickly in and out of the hospital months on end, and it was just a repetitive cycle, and it was getting to me. It affected me socially, it affected me emotionally, it affected my schooling, and all the others that you could possibly think of. It was affecting me. I remember when I was in third year of university, and this was the last time that I was admitted in the hospital. I remember laying on that bed and just feeling like this was it. And I said to Christ that I would just want you to take me now, Just take me so I can come be with you, so I can avoid, so I can end all of this trial and tribulation and hurt and pain and cycle that was tearing me apart. But he did not honor that prayer. I'm here today, but he did something greater. What God did was he healed me, he transformed my body, he transformed everything that was happening inside of me, and he made me whole. Just like the woman with the issue of blood, God made me whole. He transformed my life from that moment. And I am here only because of him. I was told that I would not have lived past 25, but here I am today. Here I am today. Who could it be but God? Who could it be but the God that sits high and look low and ruling our fears, Jesus Christ? I just want to live for him. I just want to serve him because he has been so tremendously good to me. Even when I have failed him, he has never, never failed me or forsake me. I remember one day I was in Sunday school and my Sunday school teacher asked me if it is that I chose Christ or Christ chose me. And I said, I chose Christ. And she said something to me that had me thinking for a couple of days. She said, Christ chose you. And it was just baffling. And then when it finally came to me, this man died on Calvary's cross on my sins way before I was even thought about, way before I was conceptualized, way before there was anything, any thought of me. This man died for my sin on Calvary's cross. So he chose me a long time ago. And I just want to thank him for that, because just as how Christ chose me, I have decided to choose him, and so can you. God.
Okay, where are the campus heights? Students are strap up in a price. It's not over.
Listen to words of upliftment in Something More with Bishop Harold Blair, brought to you by the Faith Cathedral Deliverance Center.
And he cried out to God. Have you been there? Have you been there when it seems as if you've been left all alone and no one cares for you? No one gives to you a word of comfort or consolation. But as you lift up your eyes to the hills from whence cometh your help, the Lord heard your cry.
That's Something More with Bishop Harold Blair. Something More comes to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9:30 a.m. here on the family station, Love 101.
It's not over till it's over. And it ain't over yet. Oh, it's not over.
Jamaica and its workforce are advancing quickly. Life-changing opportunities are arising. You need training and support. We are the Renewed Heart NSTA Trust, committed to providing new and emerging skills training and opportunities. Come to Heart. We'll help you claim your place in the workforce of the future.
Okay, where are the campus heights? Students are strap up in a price.
Welcome back to Campus Connection. You are listening to your favorite education program. I'm Anesta, and with me is Jonathan. And just before the break, you heard from Mr. Jermaine Harris giving a testimony on how he chose Christ and why you should too. So now we're at that point where we're about to interview all of our budding entrepreneurs who have been making a name for themselves in their industries. So let me just introduce them to you real quick. First, we have Miss Crystal Day, entrepreneur slash publisher. She's an award-winning author of 10 books, sought after international speaker, certified master coach, not just coach, host of the Daylight Talk Show, and CEO of Daylight Publishers. After living a life of poverty, partying, promiscuity, Crystal found her true purpose and passion when she encountered Jesus Christ. Now that's why didn't we have her on the segment before? But anyways, Miss Trudy Williams, skincare entrepreneur. Miss Trudy Williams is the owner of a home-based registered business by the name of Hemfu Skincare. I hope I have that right. She is a manufacturer of handmade soaps, candles, body scrubs, lip gloss, and body butter, etc. She was trained at the VTDI, for those who don't know, Vocational Training Development Institute in Entrepreneurship Level 3. And then we have Mr. Dennis Fife. Mr. Fife is a dynamic professional with a passion for visual storytelling and media production. He's the managing director of Denny Visuals and has embarked on a journey that began with a deep love for concert photography in 2011. So, welcome, welcome, welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, guys.
Greetings, everybody.
Greetings, greetings.
It feels good to be amongst entrepreneurs this evening as we talk about the love for entrepreneurship. Big topic to explore, especially with what has been happening coming out of the pandemic. A lot of persons lost their jobs and they were forced into entrepreneurship. So I believe this is very important that we have this conversation. But a question that we want to kickstart things with is: should more young persons be encouraged to pursue entrepreneurship? Right, Dennis, I feel like you have the answer for this. So I'm going to start with you. Should more young persons explore entrepreneurship?
Yes, most definitely. I really think that more young people should explore entrepreneurship. I started out so young. I'm almost 8, 10 years ago in photography and videography, and I didn't know that I would have enjoyed this journey as much as I did, and I don't regret one bit of it.
Absolutely. I can just speak to even just being in that video production industry. I know it's not easy.
Not at
So
all.
I can imagine, but what's interesting to me is that all of our panelists, you all have your own businesses. You know the struggle. Um, and you know that a lot of times it's difficult to make money as a startup. So let me go to Miss Trudy Williams of Hemp Boo. I said it wrong. Hemp Boo Skincare. Tell us about what should money be the motivation? Should that be the reason we go into entrepreneurship?
Well, not really. You can say 50% of that, but the other 50% should be your passion. You should also have a drive for the services that you're offering and be able to solve any issues that your customer slash client is having with whatever you're promoting. So money is the drive, yes, but the passion, the solving of problem and impacting on your customers. So when you give them good quality consistent product, as in my case, they come back and they come back, and you can see that you're impacting on them, you're helping them with their skin. So you see that you are what should I say? You're changing. You're helping them with their problem. You're helping solving a problem. So money, you tend to forget about the money sometime. You want to please your customers, you want to help them. So you do it over and over and over again. So yes,
Wow.
money, but then more.
And even on the matter of passion, as Trudy would have mentioned, Crystal, your business, well, I'd say it's part product, part service. Seeing that you are an author, so you have your own books that you would have published, but you also publish on behalf of others.
Award-winning author.
Award, how dare me? How dare me? Have to give big ups are due. Absolutely. So you're an award-winning author and you're also a publisher. I believe you're the brainchild behind the Kingdom Indie Awards.
Yes.
Yeah. So when we talk about passion and purpose, how do you? Because there's one thing to have the passion and purpose to do it, but then when the bills due, you can't say to JPS that, hey, I have like a passion. I can pay the water bill in purpose. Like, how do you create that balance?
And you're right. Again, thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to be
Mhm.
here. Pick up yourself, Dennis. I know Dennis long time.
Big up.
Um,
Yes.
so, and Trudy said it, you can't be just driven by money, because if you are, then you're going to feel discouraged when there are many moments when the money is not coming in as you wish it would. So it can't
Mhm.
be driven by money only, but then you can't only be driven by passion either, because sometimes you find that people are so passionate about what they do, and it may not be a money making venture, or they may not
Mm.
be able to know how to monetize that venture. So for example, you find that with me, a lot of persons come to me and they're like, oh, I want to publish a poetry book. But the thing with poetry books is that it's one of the hardest books to sell, because even the poets themselves don't buy book. So I'm like, but if you're a poet, you don't buy book, why you think other people buy the book? So you have to find a way how to ensure that whatever you're passionate about, there is a market for it. And how you package it, I think that's what makes the difference. How you package that passion to solve a problem for a set of people, that's how you'll be able to monetize. So while you want to be excited, for example, you love to dance, you want to dance, but again, have you done enough research to see how you're able to monetize and actually make a living from this?
Mm.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, uh, okay, so you set off a particular train of thinking for me, Crystal, with that response. I'm looking at just some of the businesses or the potential business ideas that are out there. And many persons, especially if I don't know who's been on YouTube lately, but there's this thing called passive income. Like every time I go online, there is some pop up about passive income. So you all are CEOs, business owners. Tell us, okay, let me go to Dennis. Can you tell us how passive is passive income? Is there such a thing, really? And is that something young people should be trying to do?
Yeah, there is passive income, and people talk about passive income in many different ways, and there's many different opportunities for passive income. One of them is real estate. It's something that you can set up, and you earn recurring income from it without doing, let's say, a lot of infrastructure work or stuff like that. For me, I don't necessarily have passive income at the moment because, well, yes and no. And the reason why I say that is for my industry, I work in a very hands-on industry. And
Mm-hmm.
so when you get to, yeah, so at my level right now, which I'm transitioning into a different level, you actually have to go out and set to work and to bring in income. However, there's another way how you can earn income by having a production company and having people who are the arms and the legs and the hands of your company. So you don't necessarily have to go out on a shoot to earn money, because now you have people who are working for you, and then they bring in money to the company and you make a percentage off of that. And so, we see all these different ads, because I see them as well on YouTube every time I go on there, oh, you can click here to learn this, how to do
Mm-hmm.
this, and make some
Right.
passive income by making a book, and doing like a coloring book on Amazon or whatever. And, you know, it's something simple. And I can't forget a friend of mine, she told me one day, and it was so profound to me, even though it's so simple. It's what can you do that you can earn something that can replace a bill? You can
Mm.
start as simple as that. So if you have a JFS bill for $10,000, what can you do or sell? What services can you offer that can replace a bill? And it can be as simple as that. Passive income can also look like stocks,
Yeah.
and so on. So, if you're a youth, you can probably sell some sweets at school or at church or wherever, or you may be really talented at drawing, and so that can be something that you can earn part time. Musicians,
Mm-hmm.
you can make music, and another type of music that you can make is, for instance, in my field, we use a lot of stock music, and so that music has to come from somewhere. And every
Yeah.
time somebody purchases that track from a specific site, that producer earns money. And so
Yeah.
that to me is passive. So you make one track and that track could make you a lot of money over a 10-year period or 20 years or 30 years down the line. So, and be encouraged. If you're a musician, you love music, you do that. Photography, same thing. You can sell prints over and over
Yeah.
again from the same image. That's passive income. So be encouraged to
Okay.
get into the entrepreneurship and learn about passive income.
Wow, I sincerely hope that our young people listening are taking notes because I believe a lot of worthy nuggets are dropping in this conversation. But Trudy, you were trained in entrepreneurship at BDTI,
Yes.
and the question comes to me: are entrepreneurs born or are they made? Cause I've seen even on Twitter entrepreneurs saying that you can't go to school go learn entrepreneurship. What you going to what are they going to teach you and all of that. So what are your thoughts concerning that?
Well, thank you for that, Mr. Fletcher. I must give a shout out to VTDI. They did a marvelous job of mentoring me through this course. And yes, entrepreneurs, they're not born. It's just something that you develop over a period of time, depending on circumstances, whether you love it or you're forced into it or you're told to go and do it. It's just something you develop over time. Well, on my opinion, you have to be very patient. You
Mm-hmm.
have to be, again, driven. You have to be knowledgeable. You have to do a lot of research. You have to be flexible. You have to can take critique, because as an entrepreneurship going to VTDI, I learned sole trader as I am. They call us party shop business. You're not really like a business per se. You understand? That's how they class us in the field. And I've learned that you just have to just be focused, stay your ground, do a perfect good business plan. You have to have a business plan. That's your marker. That's where you go off of. Anything once you fall off it and you follow your business plan, you can always go back on it. It's like a track record for you. So
Mm-hmm.
as a entrepreneur, yes, it is somewhat you learn along the way. It's not really something you are born with. Well, for me,
So
I
there are
never born.
skills that you can learn to
Yes, over
become
a
an
time.
entrepreneur.
Yes,
Mm.
you can be taught it. You can be taught it. And you
Oh,
can learn it on your own. Because
so
I was in, oh, sorry.
no, no, go ahead.
No, I was saying that I was in the customer service, the airline business before, also a cable network company before.
Mm.
And yes, and then, I was forced into this because I have a skin issue. So that's how I started to say, you know what, I can't be bothered with the stuff on the market. So I decided to do my research, start making my own stuff, and it helped my skin better. So I just educated myself and decided to take myself to school and just do it the legal way, because anything with your skin, you don't want people to sue you or anything like that. So I got myself educated about it, trained in it, certified with it, and market myself. So I
Right.
was forced into this market.
Hashtag
Perfect.
the legal way. Hashtag the
Yes.
legal way. So, I know we have just a few seconds before the break, but Crystal, I wanted to ask you, like, what are some of the skills you think young people need to have or need to develop if they're gonna be successful entrepreneurs, award-winning entrepreneurs?
So here's the thing. I agree and disagree with Trudy, because I do think that there are people that may be born with certain traits that may help them to be more inclined and drawn to entrepreneurship. So there are
Mhm.
persons you find that as an entrepreneur, you have to be kind of a risk taker, you have to be a visionary. There are persons that tend to be very creative in terms of how their mind work, problem solvers naturally. So I do think that there are persons, and if we can remember, even people from primary school, we can remember there's always this one child that's always finding a way, to sell something, whether to do your homework work for you and you pay them. You understand? I do believe that there are persons that are born with some entrepreneurial traits that may make them more successful. While there are other of us, like myself and like Trudy, that we kind of feel like we could make it as an entrepreneur, but it wasn't our natural inkling. So these are skills that we learn along the way. So I think both can coexist. What are some of the traits I think the young people need to have? One, you have to have faith. If you're a believer, I would say risk taker, but for us believers, we don't really say risk. We have to be a faith walker to be an entrepreneur in this season, right? Because no matter what area you start in, sometimes you have to learn to pivot, and you have to learn to take faith steps then when you don't see the way out. So I do think that as an entrepreneur, especially a kingdom-minded entrepreneur, you have to be a faith taker. I think you should be somebody of integrity. There is enough, persons that are out there scamming, and already if you're a Jamaican, you are already almost stigmatized if you are trying to compete on the international market. So between we and the Nigerian and the Asians, we almost so we have to ensure that we are people that are operating in integrity. Because again, especially when you start getting certain amount of money, earning certain amount of money, you want to be able to ensure that you are fair with your pricing and fair with when people pay you, actually deliver the service and deliver it, which is my next trait. I think you should try to be a person of excellence, not perfection. People are not paying you for perfection because they know that you're human, but they are paying you for you to try to be as excellent as possible in your endeavors. So I think Trudy mentioned some of the other ones, but I think those are the three that really stood out: to be a faith walker, to ensure that you operate in integrity, and to ensure that you operate in excellence in everything that you do.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that. We're going to jump to a quick break, ladies and gentlemen. But when we return, more Campus Connection. Please stick and stay with us.
Pro. Safety first, that's for sure. We feel it to rise. So when you're ready to light, day or night, the blue flame burns bright. So when you time you need cooking gas, call Gas Pro and you get it fast. 8884 Gas Pro. Get attached to the one you know. Gas Pro, gas professionals.
When you say phosphorus, you say electrical. SWA cables, conduits, transformers, and breakers. When you say phosphorus, you say lighting, chandeliers, and more. When you say phosphorus, you say LEDs and solar water heaters. Phosphorus is electrical, lighting, solar, and LEDs. Visit us today, Kingston, Mandeville, and Montego Bay. Phosphorus.
Hey Jamaica, get ready for the ultimate family-friendly event of the year. The best dressed chicken fun in the sun at the National Stadium. Saturday, April 20th, 10 a.m. Come experience a day filled with delicious food, good music, and great fun. Kids activity, job recruitment, health and wellness fair, and a gospel concert like no other with your favorite local and international artists. Saturday, April 20th, save the date and join us for an unforgettable gospel celebration.
Okay, where are the campus eyes? Students are strap up in a price.
All right. Welcome back to Campus Connection. If you are just joining us, we are talking about love for entrepreneurship as we bring our love series to a close. And we're joined with some young entrepreneurs here on Campus Connection: Crystal Day, Trudy Williams, and Dennis Fife. Very, very amazing entrepreneurs in their respective fields. All right, so based on what's happening now, a lot of persons are moving away from the brick and mortar setup, right? The physical stores. Persons are moving online as they, explore the world of entrepreneurship. Based on our young people, how can they get the information to start their own businesses based on the fact that, we're not seeing a lot of brick and mortars, Instagram stores, TikTok shops, all of that. Dennis, what are your thoughts?
Sorry, just repeat that question again.
So how can young people get more information on how to set up their businesses in this,
Okay.
online heavy space?
Well, I mean, the first place I would go to is online, the internet. The internet is filled with so many resources and information. So I think if you're a young person, that would be the first place I would go. I'd recommend to going. And then the second place I would say is go and ask somebody who is actually in business, who is an entrepreneur, who is probably in the field that you're interested in setting up a business, and talk to them. I think that there are so many entrepreneurs out there who are more than willing to share information about their journey, how they started, the different obstacles and challenges that they went through, through their journey and starting up their own company. So, one, the internet, and then two, finding somebody to communicate with and be somewhat of a mentor to you, and you cannot beat a mentor and the wealth of information that you can get from somebody who has lived and experienced first-hand experiences in doing this thing called entrepreneurship. So that would be my 2 cents to where you can find such information.
I would love to ask Trudy that question as well, being that she's basically living that life currently. So,
Yes. Hi again. They can go to the companies of Jamaica. That's where they'll go to register their business, and they can always steer them the right direction on what to be done and where to go. They can also go to the Small Business Association that is on Trafalgar Road. They can give you tons of information. They even do loans for small businesses. You have another one called JIPO, Jamaica Intellectual Property. That is where you go to protect your trademark, your name, your brand, whatever is it that you are. It's your brand, whatever is it that you're advertising with your name, or just your property. You don't want anybody steal it or use it without your permission. You can go there. So those three I would add on to Mr. Fife's list.
awesome. Crystal, would you like to add to that as well?
The question, go back with the question, what would we
How can young people get information about starting their own business?
I mean, I feel like both of them, both Trudy and Dennis, would have expounded very much on that. I just wanted to add regarding the passive income question that was asked earlier. One of the things about passive income is that you have to start with active income. So everything with passive, you have to start. So, yes, I do earn money passively from my books now, but it meant that I spent time to write the book, publish the book, put in the work in order for the passive income to come. Similarly, if you want to go into real estate, you have to have money to put up, etc. There are many ways online right now, whether drop shipping, there are digital products. There's so many options right now. YouTube, there's so many things that you can create active passive income, but it means that you have to be willing to do the work actively initially, so that you're able to create the income passively, right? Which is what you find that a lot of persons don't want. People are running from work, especially hard work, and once you put your mind to something, I do believe that you are able to accomplish it. But the idea of, I just doing this, because I just want to earn money in my sleep, you have to start, doing the work when you're awake first. Just needed to say that.
And sticking with you, Crystal, where is God in entrepreneurship? Does God have a place in entrepreneurship, or is just we're here to make money and to pay our bills?
No.
Where is God in entrepreneurship?
I love talking about kingdom entrepreneurship because I can tell you that, like, the Holy Spirit is your competitive advantage. Like the Holy Spirit, like if you choose to partner with God.
Hold on, sorry. That
She just gonna say it and then just
no, hold on. Let us drop that and just the Holy Spirit is your competitive advantage. Sorry, you're gonna have to break that down. I know what it means, but for those who are listening, You're gonna have to break that down for us.
Remember, now, think about it. Basic. What Christian life is built on? It's built on the fact that we worship a God that knows the end from the beginning. It's built on the fact that we have that God living in us through the Holy Spirit. That if He knows all things, then He's a God that is more than willing and ready to reveal to us how to operate, how to do things, how to be different. So I tell people I'm not a successful entrepreneur because I have a bachelor's in business and I have a master's at MBA, or I'm doing my MBA. Like, yeah, those qualifications are great. But what helped me to become a successful entrepreneur is the fact that I sit with my CEO and I ask, what should I do? So when the pandemic hit, the Lord had already, I was operating online all this time. So when it hit, I wasn't like, oh my God, what to do? Because from the beginning, the Lord would have kind of given me up to say, hey, this is the way to go. So that's what the competitive advantage means. It means that God knows all things. He desires for you to be successful. In Joshua, it says that it's His desire for you to have good success. And when you are exalting His name, like, why wouldn't He, as you seek Him first, and everything shall be added. So I do think that more young people, or more people, not just young people, but more people tap into the power of the Holy Spirit in their business, then they will definitely see, greater expansion.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Listen,
I'm just going to be quiet now.
The whole hashtag the Holy Spirit is there, competitive
Yeah,
advantage.
big point. Big point.
Hashtag Jesus is my CEO. But so we do have to wrap. We do have to wrap, and I hate it so much because this was such a good discussion. But can we have just your final thoughts? Let me start with Trudy, then we go to Dennis, and then we give the last few seconds to Crystal.
Okay, to anyone starting a new business, always have faith. Always write down exactly what you're thinking so you can always go back to it. Be patient. Always share your thoughts. Always ask for advice. Don't be stuck in your mind like this is mine, 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 mine. And if you don't share what is in your mind, there's no way you can expand, because maybe what you're thinking, it's not doable. It's not practical. So always share whatever you're thinking and planning so you can get that advice to steer you the right way.
Awesome. And Dennis?
There's a quote that says the journey of 1,000 miles start with, the first step. And I believe that, you really have to step out in faith in order to make that journey. And, let God be your guiding light and never forget Him in the process, because He's the source of all things. And do your research. Research. Can't stress that enough. And have goals. If you don't have ships have a destination for a reason. And so if you want to get to somewhere, you have to have a destination, and your goals are going to be that compass to guide you to where you want to go, and have actionable steps towards those goals, and use a smart technique in order to get to those goals and plan those goals effectively. So those are more final thoughts. So
awesome.
All the best, guys.
Yeah, excellent point, Trudy and Dennis. Really, really love those. I think what I would add, two things I'd add. One, the word of God says that do not hide your light under a bushel, right? Like, why would you have a candle? And then what you find is that a lot of people that are Christians are afraid to promote themselves. You always hear, oh, you don't want to post too often. Like, why not? Like KFC don't ask. Like KFC know that every Friday we're gonna join the line, but yet still every day, just from Sunday to Thursday, they might remind you to make sure you're there on a Friday night. So you as a business owner, don't be afraid to put yourself out there. Every platform that you can think of, you go and post, and you ensure that you are not hiding your light on a bushel. So do not be afraid of marketing. And number two, I would say, manage your money mindset. I think that's one of the things that I did not do properly in the beginning stage of my business. Like, I was afraid to charge, and people would say, oh yeah, Christian, you must charge this, like, no. And a lot of our money mindset comes from, things that we grow up and hearing about money. I would say ensure that you are not afraid of money, not afraid of charging, but also ensure that whatever you are, don't charge based on your worth. because Jesus says you are worth dying for. So charge based on what your services are worth, to ensure that you're charging based on the problem that you solve. And just don't make any apologies for that.
Oh, big points coming out of this discussion. Love for entrepreneurship. We don't have any time left, unfortunately. So
So
big
good.
thanks to our
So good.
guests. Big
Thank you for
thanks
having
to the
me.
team working
Thank you,
behind the
guys.
scenes. Remember, we have Tuesday, March 5, Peace in Schools, and then on the 12th of March, Trending Health. So you want to look out for that. That's it for this show. And we'll see you next week as we explore more things while going on campus. I'm Jonathan Fletcher.
And I'm Anessa. We'll see you next week.
Youths are going on, bang jambus. Come on, tell me what I want.